Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to start showing up, and then we're gonna go in. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to start tuning in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Now, keep in mind, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. So I was just in a group posting a video, a live video such as this. Oh man, them white folks were hating. They blocked me out of the group and everything. Uh-huh. We're talking superior technology here. They didn't like that. But I'm going to keep it 100 with you. These are the smallest filters that I carry right here. And you just slap them on the bottom of your sink. Just put them on the bottom of your faucet, rather, like that. And the water comes out here through the sides. As a matter of fact, I got videos of it live and direct. And you can see just how clear that water is. See just how clear it is. Thank you, ladies. I see you. And again, if y'all have any questions, we'll go ahead and get those answered for you. But look, I do want to go ahead and start, and I'll repeat it if necessary when others start to join. But there are many different types of water filters, and you got to know what filters have what capacity to be an educated consumer, because these folk out here will get you. And like I said, I was just in a group posting a live video, and they kicked me out because they know that I'm telling the truth. So at any rate, a lot of folk be trying to push those reverse osmosis systems on you. And those reverse osmosis systems are like chemotherapy for water. Now, the question that I like to ask, and I think that we all should ask, is what means do the multi-billionaires use to purify their own water? How do they purify their water? How do they treat their drinking water? That's what you and I need to be asking, right? Now, this is one of those questions that they don't want us to ask, because once you start asking the right questions, you can sort of maneuver through the fluff, and you'll realize when people are bullshitting you and they're just trying to take your money or whatnot. So let me explain to you the three main types of filtration, right? Water filtration, that is. You have what is called microfiltration, which is better than nothing. Right now, I'm not going to get into sand filters and all that. They're not even worthy of discussion right now. Right? So microfiltration can filter micron-sized particles. So let's just say some filters filter 100 microns. Take, for example, the thinnest hair that you've seen. That is roughly, well, human hair, that is roughly 100 microns in thickness, right? So you have filters out there that can filter particles that small, right? And then in the case of this one right here, you have this filter here can filter down to 5 microns, right? This big blue in here. Now, a micron, again, is very small. Now, once you start getting into, let's say, 10 microns, that's about the size of some of the larger bacteria, 10 microns. Now, ultrafiltration is several magnitudes higher than microfiltration. Now we're talking in the range of typically 100 to around 10 nanometers in the best case scenario. Now, let's just say, for example, 1 nanometer is 1,000 times smaller than a micron. 1 nanometer is 1,000 times smaller than a micron. So these ultra filters that can filter, let's just say, for example, 50 nanometers particles, are a lot more efficient at filtering your water than a micron-based filter. Even if that filter can filter 1 micron particles, the nanometer particle is still going to get the edge there. Now, the next level above that is called nanofiltration. Your nanofilters, true nanofilters, like these here. These are the very best on the planet. And y'all need to know I am not just saying this, but I have the documents to prove it from just about every federal agency that you can think of. All right? NASA spent over $20 billion. That's right, 20 billion with a B, developing one of these filter cartridges. Just one of these. Right? The research and development, 20 billion with the B. Right? Now, those filters can filter down to 1 micron. 1 micron, excuse me, not 1 micron, 1 nanometer. 1 nanometer is about the size, in some cases, of a single atom. There are, let's just say, entities known as prions that are smaller than viruses. The NASA filters are so efficient, they can literally filter out prions. This is what you need right here, right? This is what they're not going to tell you. Now, I can tell you right now, my thinking is this. how in the hell are we going to talk seriously about health and wellness? How are we going to talk seriously about alkaline foods, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, or even alkaline water, without talking about just basic purified water, basic filtered water? And you need to know something else. A lot of those systems out there, guys, the Kagan system that y'all are spending thousands of dollars to purchase, they're not using medical grade electrodes, which is what makes your water alkaline, okay? They're not using medical grade electrodes. They're using titanium based electrodes, and they spray paint a very thin micron thickness layer of platinum over the titanium. And when that platinum wears off, you're literally drinking titanium. So the thing is, the water filters that the ultra wealthy use to purify their own drinking water is what I want. I don't want no half-ass bullshit from Walmart. Not when it comes to water. I mean, you got to understand, man, this is a serious, serious, serious thing. Why the hell should we settle for 10th and 12th and 100th best? And these folk are using systems like this to purify their water. Right? They got entire space agencies behind them funding the research and development. They got entire multi-billion-dollar laboratories where they're developing technology like this, so that, for example, when they do poison the water, they have the means to remove the shit out of their water. You see, they don't want the epidemic to be like crack cocaine. You see, crack cocaine was supposed to just stay in the black community, right? Didn't happen. It spilled outside of the booth. And you see what happened. Same thing with LSD, right? The same thing with heroin and all that other stuff. This time they said, okay, well, we're going to develop a nanotechnology that can remove all the junk from the water, right? So you've seen the videos floating around on Facebook about how the oceans are contaminated with all these microfibers now. No crap, Sherlock. Yeah, it is. And it's not just from the clothing either, right? Some of these are what's called Morgellons disease. Now, I'm not going to ruin that for you, so look it up. Morgellons disease is scary. It's the scariest thing you've ever even heard of, man. I'm telling you. Right now, that crap is in the water. There's so much junk in America's tap water. It's not even funny. There's so much junk in this tap water, y'all. I'm telling you. What we got to start doing is asking the right questions. We got to start asking the right questions. It's okay to become an educated consumer. There's nothing cool about being a dummy. I mean, look, we all have a certain degree of ignorance, all right? But just to be a total uneducated consumer, come on, man. This is how they're taking advantage of us. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. You men out there, you better start protecting your women. You better start thinking asymmetrically. This is an asymmetrical war. It's not symmetrical. So let me break that down. Asymmetrical war is basically an overt war, right? That is where you know you're at war with somebody. They know they're at war with you. Everybody else knows that you two are at war. They know that, right? Now, the asymmetrical war is where they use words like peacetime. You see? And that's just to break down your consciousness. That's to disarm your consciousness. So when you hear the words peace, you're thinking peace. Right? So then, while you're thinking peace, while you're thinking your enemy's not pursuing you, they're pursuing you. So just like you hear America's, like during the Cold War, those of you who are old enough to remember, or even with Iraq or Iran or whatnot, Afghanistan, recent shit, you know, they talk about peacetime with those countries, right? What they really mean is that they're not going to let you know that they still at war with these people. They're not going to let you know that they send in these secret black ops, what do they call them? force recon soldiers and all of that. And they kill these folk in a stealthy manner. It's not being broadcast. So an asymmetrical warfare is one that's harder to decipher. It's much harder to see. And I'm telling you, this is what's going on right now. We are in an asymmetrical war and we don't even know it. So you better get prepared. You better get prepared. And you better make sure that you have the best. So I tell people all the time, this ain't a sales pitch. You know, you can say what you say, but I tell people all the time, you don't have to buy my filters, but you better buy somebody's filters. Again, you don't have to buy my water filters, but you better buy somebody's water filters. And what I can do is guarantee mine. I can guarantee you that I'm talking the very best on this planet. I know the inventors personally, not no wives' tales or superstition shit, but I actually know the inventors. You know, I have their respect. Not only that, but I design the water purifiers that you see on my website. The website, by the way, is www.ancientwaterrestorationincorporated.com. That's ancientwaterrestorationincorporated.com. Now, click on the right-hand side where you see products, and you'll pull up our products, commercial water purifiers, whole house water filters, kitchen filters for those of you that live in apartments or whatnot, or if, you know, you don't want a whole house filter yet because you're moving or whatever the case may be. And keep in mind, you can take any of these systems with you. A whole house water filter is portable, y'all. It can be moved. Just as easy as they put it on, they can take it off. Or if you know a handyman, I guarantee you he can do it. Or if you're a handy woman, you can do it. It's not as hard as you think to install a whole house water filter. Now, we also have systems that come with these, you know, that are already attached to themselves, and it has a small faucet and all that good stuff. And it literally connects in about 3 seconds. You just connect it to your faucet. That's it. You're good to go. You've seen the videos on my Facebook. If you haven't, then you need to go to my videos on Facebook. They're public. You can watch that and you can see how these water filters work. But I'm telling you, we are in an asymmetric warfare. So, for example, you hear about them talking about the fluoride and all that. Look how long they've been putting fluoride in the water, right? I mean, people are now talking about the fluoride. And there are some of us that's been talking about the fluoride. And it's good that we're having this dialogue, right? But what about all these other chemicals? What about the 1,4-dioxin? You see what I'm saying? The 1,4-dioxin, that stuff will give you cancer overnight. It will give you cancer overnight. And it's in the drinking water, especially in places like New York, where they're coming clean with this. Yes, that's right. New York, the state, the entire state. That's why Governor Cuomo passed that $1 billion bill that he just recently passed to help clean up the water in New York. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, water filters are a must. There is no way in hell you can talk seriously about your health and wellness and you're drinking tap water. Well, some people say, now, wait a minute, Doc. This doesn't sound right. Oh, and Kay, hey, yo, love, I've been telling them for a long time. I've been telling them for a very long time. So much so, Facebook has been blocking a lot of my posts, a lot of my videos. They censor me. They censor me on my own page. So when I put videos on my page and someone comments, when I comment back on my own video, Facebook marks my comments as spam. So they do stuff like that, love. So it's not that I haven't been educating them. I've been educating them. I've been trying my hardest anyway. But yo, dig it. So the thing is that they're putting a whole lot of chemicals in our water. And there's so many chemicals in our water. It's unbelievable. And you would think, so you saw this grandstanding episode with Zuckerberg and I think it was the congressional hearing that was going on the last couple of days, right? And don't get me wrong, it should happen. That should happen because the privacy thing with Facebook is huge and they really are doing that bullshit, right? But look, when this, let's just look at Flint. Look at Flint, Michigan. What's going on with Flint? All right. What did we do in that situation besides make uh, uh, Nestle and Aquafina and some of these other white-owned companies richer, right? And look, I'm not a bigot at all. Y'all know that, So I'm just saying, just real talk, just walk with me. What did we do? We didn't pull our money together during the presidential campaign and say, no, this is the issue you better fix. You better fix the pipes in Flint. And not only that, but you better make sure that the water in our community is up to par. We don't want to hear no more talk about you don't have the damn money to fix the infrastructure in our communities. And we're getting all this damn poison lead water, the fluoride, all these chemicals and shit. If the fluoride is so damn good for you, then give it to your children. We don't want it no more. You see what I'm saying? We didn't pull our resources together and say that. You see what I'm saying? Because that takes some grown man shit. That takes some grown woman shit. That takes some actual intellect to do that and to stick with it. And it takes courage. So a lot of us have the intellect. We just don't have the courage. But what I'm saying to you is we better develop the courage. We better muster up the courage real quick. Because if we don't, they're about to wipe us out. I mean, I'm just sorry about that. Look, I got to tell you the truth. They're going to wipe us out, right? If we don't start banding together, if we don't start doing what we need to do right now, next couple of years, man, the hole that we're in now is a humongous hole. First of all, black folk aren't even supporting black businesses. I think the actual number is $1.3 trillion spending power. Black folk, $1.3 trillion spending power. Only 2 cents of each dollar spent in the black community goes to black-owned businesses. How do you think we're going to compete in global markets like that? We're not. All right. So the next thing, and you've heard Dr. Anderson and some of the others Dr. Watkins, others point this out, but the thing is this, you also have organizations like the United Nations saying, look, over the next 11 years, you're going to have a 40% decrease in drinking water, 40% decrease in fresh water. First of all, where the hell is it going to go? Second of all, what does that mean for poor people? Not just black folk, poor people, but especially black folk. What does that mean for us, right? Especially we're in the richest nation in the history of the world. In the richest nation in the history of the world. You can't even get clean water in an entire city. If you can't get clean water in an entire city, with a city of roughly 100,000 people, what makes you think when there is a 40% shortfall in fresh water globally that black folk are going to have access to drinking water? If we don't band together, if we don't start doing our shit. And again, it's not just black folk, but if the people in general don't grow the fuck up, I said it. If we don't grow the fuck up, man, it's a wrap. Man, I've been in meetings, I'm telling you, I was the only black person there. I've seen shit, I've heard shit. And water is one of those major issues we're not paying attention to. We're too busy entertaining folk. And and it's like I tell my lady all the time, think about this. We always refer to each other as kings and queens, but think about this. The kings and queens, let's just go back into ancient times. Let's look at the ancient Nubian Nile civilizations, for example. When the royalty got bored, what did they do? Right? What did they do? They said, bring out the royal fools, who was what? The entertainers, the comedians, and others. Now, I think it's unfair to clump musicians in there because they had, musicians and all that stuff too. But when they wanted to be entertained, they brought out the fools. Now we are the damn entertainment. We're global entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell are our scientists that are talking about these issues globally? Now, thank goodness the brothers and sisters in Africa are starting to wake up. Thank goodness for that. Because in Africa, that's a whole other baby. That's a whole other baby in Africa. You know what I'm saying? They're going through some stuff that black folk here wouldn't survive 2 days. For real. They going through some shit. All right. So look, again, a 40% shortfall in drinking water. That's going to affect us. Right? So you see my emergency filters here. These are emergencies. You can fit them in your pocket. These are for emergencies. You can put them in your pocket, your purse. You can put several of them in your purse. Hell, some of you ladies can fit these in your purse. As big as these things. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that we absolutely got to have. We got to have. And like I said, these are the very best on the planet. Now, if you're serious and you really want to go down that rabbit hole, you need to reach out to me. Reach out to me, and I'm going to make sure that you get the information that you need to make a wise decision. Because I can tell you right now, there are people lying in wait, and they think that we're going to make poor decisions as people. As a people, they think we're going to make poor decisions. They think that we're going to keep entertaining folks. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to entertain shit. All right. Now, sometimes you have to edutain, which is a term that KRS coined back in, I think it was 1990 or 89, somewhere around there. And that's true. Sometimes you have to edutain. And don't get me wrong, I'm not completely knocking entertainment. But all I'm saying is that at some point, we got to start thinking higher. Hey, Angel, peace. Peace. Yeah, hey, you can get these from me. You can get them from my website, Ancient Water Restoration Incorporated. The link is in the description. Now, look, anybody that's watching this video, if you're serious and you need a home filtration system for your water, shoot me an inbox, or you can call me, 281-475-8161. That's 281-475-8161, and I will make sure that you get a price that's not on my website. I'll give you an added discount, all right? But I'll make sure that I hook you up. So, yeah. Hey, Isaiah, what's up, man? I see you. Sydney. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you're right, bro. For real. Straight up facts. Straight up and down. Look, at this point in the game, man, we better keep it. We better keep it 100. And I mean, we better really keep it 100. Because I'm telling you, man, they got a plan for us. And we better have an even bigger plan for us. And we can do it. Ain't no doomy, gloomy bullshit. All I'm saying is just, let's man up. Let's woman up. Let's put our resources together. And let's do what we need to do to protect our families. Now, back to what I was saying earlier. Men, you need to make sure that you learn what back flushing is. So just say, for example, you go to visit your mom's, your grandmother or whatnot, and she stays in an old house. Back flush her water pipes. Right? I got a video on my Facebook that shows you how to do that. So when you back flush the water pipes, it'll remove a lot of the viruses, bacteria, and chemicals, mold, all this other stuff that's built up inside the water pipes. You'll be absolutely disgusted what comes out of the water pipes, but you got to do that. Some of the pipes you have to change. Like, for example, the pipes underneath your kitchen sink. I don't give a shit if you live in an apartment or not, right? If those water pipes haven't been changed, you need to contact your office and have them bring maintenance down and change some of them water pipes underneath your sink. Some of that stuff has some nasty biofilm in it, man. Nasty, nasty, nasty biofilm. And biofilm is like snot. This is where viruses and bacteria hide, and they shield themselves from things that can destroy them, right? So we got to become more educated, fam. I'm telling you. But again, reach out to me. I'll make sure that you have a very good filtration system, right? These are the small ones here. They go underneath your kitchen sink. They can also go on top of your countertop, but these are the housings right here, right? The filters go inside these housings right here, right? They go inside here, fam. All right. Now, let me take a moment to explain to you what the different types of filtration media are. Now, this one here is very important as well. Now, it doesn't take out viruses or bacteria, but this is a filter that will protect your more expensive filters. This filter will take out the dirt, rust, sand, and things of this nature. It'll even take out some iron, right? It'll take out the big particles so it won't clog your more expensive filters. This filter here, right, removes down to 5 microns. We have some that remove down to 1 micron, right? So to say, for example, this filter the water would contact this filter first, go through here, then it'll contact this filter, all right? And then finally it'll go through here, all right? Now, this filter does for your NASA filter what this filter does for this one. So this filter removes a lot of the large chemicals and stuff, but that are too small to be trapped by this filter. So this moves the largest particles. These remove smaller particles, and these remove the smallest particles. Now that's in a 3-stage system. Now, if you can only afford a 2-stage system, oftentimes what I would do when I'm in an extra good mood is I'll hook you up with these two here. They have a great dirt holding capacity. So this filter here can trap a lot of dirt like this one here. So it's going to take out the pesticides, the herbicides, and all that. So let me explain something else. You see these little filters here? This is around the same size as the Brita filters that y'all are buying in Walmart for $30 or whatnot. $30, $35. It's about the same size. Now let's compare. All right, you see that? See that? That's what I'm saying. Very, very, very small compared to these guys. And besides, with my smallest filter, now keep in mind these filters are certified. With this little filter here, it'll take out, let's say you'll get about 600, maybe 700 gallons of clean water with this emergency filter here. You may even get more depending on the quality of the water. Hey, Kay. Well, it depends. It depends on your water quality. But let's just say, for example, this NASA filter here, the small one, this thing can easily filter over 55,000 gallons of water by itself. 55,000 gallons, all right, and it's double pleated. So, just say, for example, if you have a family of 3 or 4, this unit will last you 2.5 years. You may even get 3 years out of it. You may get 3 years out of it, right? But it depends if you have a 1, 2, or 3-stage system. But these systems here, I mean, heck, you won't have to change these out for years. I mean, you would forget about these filters before you had to change them out. All right. Now, as I was saying earlier, these are micron-based filters right here. These are your micron-based filters, right? Now, I know some guys that are selling these for $100 a piece. Don't get jerked, all right? These filters are not worth $100 a piece. They're not. I wouldn't even do you like that, all right? So don't go to them dumbasses. You come on home. I got you covered. I'm going to make sure I got you. Now, these filters here, this is a whole other animal. Like I said, these are the ones that the rich and well-to-do use, right? Yeah, so you were just reading about the lead pipes in old houses that leak lead into water. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true. There's a lot of that now, especially in places like Chicago. But I mean, hell, it's all over. It's all over. And, you know, not only the lead, but there are asbestos pipes, you know, asbestos pipes leaking asbestos into the water too. I mean, come on, you can't even make this stuff up. I mean, we're dealing with a bunch of damn idiots in office, not only in office, but that are running the state governments. They allow all this shit to happen, but we know what that is. You know, they're not as dumb as they pretend to be. Let's just call it what it is. It's genocide, man. It's just genocide. So my attitude is fuck them. Fuck them. I'm going to tell you the truth no matter what. I mean, look, they don't like me because I'm candid. I'm real candid with it. All right, I'm going to tell you. So, you know, it is what it is. Hey, yo, Sydney, you're right. That is a lot of water. That is a whole lot of water. You know, it sure is. Sure is. And see how small it is? I mean, it's very, very, very small. You know what I'm saying? You just slap this on the bottom of your faucet. And I'll do a live video a little later where I'll show you how it works in action. And you can see the water coming out of it is just so clear. Man, it's so clear. You'd be like, damn. Oh, ladies, I'll tell you something else too, fellas, and you can appreciate this as well. But imagine having a whole house water filter that they spent over 20 billion with the B developing, right? Imagine that. Imagine what bathing in that would do. Imagine what showering in water that goes through these filtration systems would do for you. Imagine what that would do for your skin. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's lovely. It's lovely. That's why I've been building with a lot of hotel purchasing groups. You know what I'm saying? Getting my water filters in the hotels and such. And they cut me deals too. You know what I'm saying? So I get to travel, do my briefings, get paid, oversee the installation of the water filtration system, you know, sightsee, all that good stuff, make some money, and then shoot, head back home. But yeah, so this system here, oh, my bad. Let me get back on track, Sydney. All right. I think that was Sydney that asked that. Oh, it was Kay. My bad, Kay. Yeah, you see this one right here? Like I said, this filter here will get anywhere from 55,000 up to 65,000 gallons of water. I mean, we're talking clear water. So even if there are viruses in the water, this has silver solution in it. These NASA-based filters, all of my NASA filters have silver solution. Now, for those of you who haven't been following my work, silver solution is thousands of times more effective than colloidal silver. Colloidal silver have absolutely nothing on silver solution. All right. So we're talking about 55 to 65,000 gallons here. You may get a little bit more. These babies right here, you will literally get hundreds of thousands of gallons of water out of this. This thing here, double pleated with carbon block. You see that? DP CB AG. That's what that stands for. Sorry, y'all, my camera's not focusing too well right now. All right, so the DP stands for double pleated. The CB is carbon block. AG is, of course, silver. So right in the middle of this filter is what they call a carbon block. So you have a carbon block in there. These are literally two filters in one plus a carbon block, which effectively makes this three filters in one. Here's how it works. Let's just take, for example, this small filter right here. The small filter. This is going to sound crazy, but I got the documents to prove it. This is a 10-inch long filter. All right, let me put my hand there so you can see, right? All right, you see that? Yep, I got really big hands. I got really big hands. So this is a 10-inch filter, and it's 2.5 inches wide. It's double pleated. Now, believe it or not, you could take, let's just say, for example, 2 entire professional football fields or soccer fields worth of fabric. I mean, fabric that could cover 2 entire professional football fields, and squeeze it into this 10-inch cylinder. This is some Doctor Who type technology, y'all. That's why they spent so much money in research and development, right? This is the type of filtration system that you need. So when they do all that bullshit, you know that you're safe. You know that your family's safe. Fellas, you know, hey, look out for your ladies. Look out for your moms, your aunts, your uncles, you know, your grandparents, etc. Install a water filter in their house or in their apartment. You know, make sure that they're not victimized by the powers that be. All right. Now, water filters are an absolute must in this day and age, y'all. They're an absolute must. Now, one of the other things is that there's a lot of talk about the fluoride in the water and how most filtration systems can't remove it. The filters that you were just looking at removes fluoride. They remove fluoride. They not only remove fluoride, but they remove both types of lead too, right? So we do have a defense. It's not one of those things where, you know, it has to be doomy gloomy. No, just simply go with the best. Go with the best. When it comes to your water, you can't afford to BS with it. Go with the very best. Why not? That's what the billionaires do. The multi-billionaires, I guarantee you, have these systems. You'd be surprised who I've sold to. You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I've sold to politicians, state officials, members of Congress, African heads of state, you name it. Right? This includes those cats at the New York watershed. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it is what it is, but if you want a water filtration system, if you want to know more, hit me up. Just, you know, inbox me on Facebook. I put my number out there. I'll do it again, 281-475-8161. I don't care what time of day it is, call me. If it's an emergency situation, you want to get something ASAP, look, give me a call. I don't care what time of day it is, call me. We'll work something out. We'll get the system to you as quick as possible. All right, so I don't see any more questions. So I don't want to be extremely long-winded about this. But one thing I'll mention before I get out of here is that movie, what's it called? Three the Hard Way. Remember that movie with the brother that played Shaft, you know, back in the old school, I think it was 70s or whatnot. Three the Hard Way warned us about what was going to happen in Flint. Now, the setting of that movie was in Detroit, right? Flint. You know, They were telling us something. So not only that, but now it's worldwide. I was telling this couple earlier today that owns a local farmers market based restaurant here. Everybody thought just because uh, the vast majority of the people affected in Flint were black women, that it was cool to be indifferent or whatnot. But they learned real fucking quick that it wasn't just Flint; it's the entire damn country. So now, everybody's up in arms and they're trying to figure this thing out. Well, black men, black women, I'm telling you, we better figure this thing out for ourselves. I do not believe in superstition. I'm a scientist by trade. I deal with hardcore science. No BS. No BS. What I'm telling you now is hardcore science. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that you can't just use this logo. You can't just use that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just use that. You better have some real certified space technology if you use this logo. Them cats out there, they're fronting, man. They're fronting for real. Right? But again, and then you have these filters too. All right, so they're the same height as these filters here. Same height, right? But you see that they're a lot thicker. They're a lot wider. Right? They're just as wide as these big ones here. They're just as wide as these. Right? So they're just a lot thicker. So they remove a lot more chemicals. Obviously, they have a greater dirt holding capacity. So just say, for example, we could set you up with a filtration system that looks like this, like a two-stage system, or one that looks like this, or one that looks like this, depending on your water quality. So you got to get at me. Now, if you don't know your water quality, I can find out very, very quickly, or you can find out quickly. Just Google, I think it's the EWG website, and they'll tell you what the water quality is in your area. And like I said, I'll get you a system, and we can remove all those poisons from your water, my people. Anyhow, it's your man, Dr. Will Hawkins Jr. I don't see any more questions. So again, I don't want to be too long-winded about this, but I'm very passionate about this. And well, heck, just when I was about to leave, I see others joining. All right, so let me go ahead and touch over some of the earlier points, just briefly. Take, for example, the state of Texas. We literally have hundreds of man-made chemicals in our drinking water. Hundreds. Now, it's bad enough that we have lead pipes, but we also have asbestos pipes. We also have, as a matter of fact, I have a certain document that indicates that the city of Houston's pipes, let's just say almost 50% of the pipes, the water pipes, are made of asbestos and concrete. Think about what that means, right? So not only that, though, there are some estimates that suggest that there are over 400,000 miles of these pipes spanning the entire country, crisscrossing the country. Now, I'm going to leave that up to your imagination, your intellect to ponder and state whether or not that's true in your world. But I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. I've looked at the figures. I've looked at many different estimates. I've looked at the diagrams, and I just don't doubt it. But anyhow, guys, like I said, if you're watching this video, tell me that you watched the video. Send me a message. Give me a call, shoot me an email, any of that stuff. And like I said, of course, you can hit me up on Facebook. And I'll give you a discount. You'll get a different price than what's on my website. And if you want to just go to the website and purchase, I appreciate the love there too. Anyhow, it's your man, Dr. Will Hawkins Jr.